My fiancé announced at dinner, "I've decided we need a prenup. Everything stays separate." I smiled, perfect timing. Then I revealed I'd already withdrawn my name from the house deposit we'd just made. Her parents' faces when they realized their daughter just lost $50. I, 32 male, am sitting in my apartment, boxes of wedding stuff in the corner that'll never be used, actually feeling relieved. The last 2 weeks have been insane, and I need to get this off my chest. Been with Isabel, 30 for 3 years, engaged for 6 months. She works in fashion and marketing, makes about $65K. I'm a software engineer, pulling around $140K. Not bragging, just context for what comes next. We'd been house hunting for months, finally found the perfect place last month. Needed work, but great bones, amazing neighborhood. Purchase price, $420K. We'd agreed to put down 20% to avoid PMI. That's 84Ks. Here's the split we agreed on. I'd cover 50K saved for years, she'd do 34K. Her parents were gifting her 30K, she had 4K saved. We'd own it proportionally, 60-40 based on our deposit contribution. Seemed fair. Signed the purchase agreement 2 weeks ago. Deposit was due in escrow within 10 days. I transferred my 50K immediately. Isabel said she was finalizing the transfer from her parents. Cool, no rush, we had time. Then came dinner at her parents' place last Sunday. Her mom, Lorraine, had made this whole fancy spread. Her dad, Harold, opened expensive wine. Should have known something was up. Halfway through dinner, Isabel clinked her glass. "So I've been thinking about our future, and I've made a decision." Thought she was about to announce wedding venue details or something. Nope. I think we need a prenup. Everything stays separate. What's mine is mine. What's yours is yours. Clean and simple. I put down my fork. "Okay, let's talk about it." Harold jumped in. "Smart girl. No offense, Ryan, but protecting assets is just good business." No offense taken. I understand the concept. Isabel smiled. That smile she does when she thinks she's being clever. "I knew you'd understand. You're so logical. We'll keep our finances separate, file taxes separately, and if anything happens, God forbid, we each leave with what we brought." "Including the house?" I asked. "Well, no, the house would be joint. We're both on the deed, but I'm putting in 50K and you're putting in 34K. "Right, but once we're married, it's marital property. 50-50. The audacity. She wanted separation when it protected her, but joint ownership when it benefited her. "Interesting timing," I said. "When did you decide this?" "Oh, I've been thinking about it for weeks. Becca's divorce was so messy, you know. I want to avoid that drama." Weeks. She'd been planning this for weeks, while I was transferring 50K. "Actually," I said, pulling out my phone, "this is perfect timing." "What do you mean?" "Well, since you want everything separate, I went ahead and withdrew my name from the house purchase yesterday." Dead silence. Lorraine spoke first. "What do you mean, withdrew?" "Called the escrow company, explained I was no longer proceeding with the purchase. Since Isabel hadn't deposited her portion yet and we're not married, I was able to withdraw my funds. The 50K is back in my account." Isabel's face went white. You can't do that." "Did it yesterday. Here's the confirmation email." Harold's voice got tight. "But we already transferred the money to Isabel. Then she can proceed with the purchase solo. Her credit, her funds, her house, clean and simple, right? I can't get approved for 420K on my salary." Isabel's voice was rising. "Then find a cheaper house." "But we already signed." "We signed. Now it's just you. I formally withdrew. You have 72 hours to complete the deposit or you lose the house and the 5K earnest money." Lorraine stood up. "This is manipulation." "No, this is exactly what Isabel asked for. Separate finances. I'm respecting her wishes." Isabel was doing the math in her head. "I need your $50. The loan was approved based on both our incomes." "But you just said, what's mine is mine, what's yours is yours." "That's after we're married." "Oh, so you want my money now, but protection from my debts later?" Harold tried the authority voice. "Young man, you're going to fix this." "No, I'm not. Isabel wants financial independence. She's got it." Isabel started crying. "The seller will sue us. They'll sue you. My name's off everything. Your signature is still on the purchase agreement." The room exploded. Lorraine calling me selfish. Harold threatening legal action. In a rough, Isabel ugly crying about her dream house. I stood up. "Thanks for dinner." "Isabel, Let me know what you decide about the house. You have about 68 hours left. Left them there and drove home. Phone blew up immediately. 39 texts in an hour. Didn't read them. Here's the kicker. I found out later from a mutual friend that Isabel had been bragging to her girlfriends about her brilliant prenup plan. How she'd get me to pay for most of the house, but keep her family money protected. She'd literally called me a wallet with a ring. Well, this wallet just closed. Update 1. The desperation has reached comedy levels. First, the house situation imploded. Isabel couldn't get approved for a $420K loan on her $65K salary. She tried everything. Different banks, mortgage brokers, even hard money lenders. Best she could get approved for was $200K. She lost the house. And the $5 earnest money. Her parents were furious. Not at her, of course. At me. Harold actually showed up at my office building Monday morning. You cost us $35,000. The $30K gift, plus the $5K earnest money. I cost you nothing. I withdrew from a purchase before marriage, which is my right. You knew she couldn't afford it alone. Then maybe she should have thought about that before demanding separate finances. This isn't what she meant. It's exactly what she said. I have it in text, showed him her message. Everything separate, clean and simple. What's mine is mine, what's yours is yours. He actually tried to grab my phone. Security got involved. He was escorted out. Tuesday, Isabel sent her friend Jade to negotiate. We met at a coffee shop. She's willing to compromise, Jade said. How about a prenup but the house is joint? How is that a compromise? That's exactly what she originally wanted. No, she's giving up some things, like she'll share streaming accounts. I actually laughed. Streaming accounts? She wants my $50K for a house, but offers Netflix access? You're being unreasonable. I'm being consistent. Separate means separate. She loves you. She called me a wallet with a ring. Jade's face went red. Who told you that? Doesn't matter. What matters is it's true, isn't it? She couldn't deny it, just mumbled about jokes between girls. Wednesday, Isabel tried the nuclear option. Posted on social media about how her dream home was stolen by someone who couldn't handle a strong, independent woman protecting herself. The comments didn't go how she expected. Wait, you wanted a prenup but also wanted him to pay more for the house? Girl, that math ain't mathing. You wanted separate finances but joint property? Make it make sense. One of her coworkers actually commented, "Didn't you say you were getting him to pay for most of it?" She deleted the post within 2 hours. Thursday was the best. Her parents invited me to dinner again. To sort this out like adults, I declined but offered to meet at a neutral restaurant. They agreed. The pitch was incredible. Harold had a whole presentation, literally pulled out charts. Here's what we propose. You and Isabel buy a house together. You put in $50K, we put in $30, but it's 50-50 ownership. So I pay 62% but own 50%. It's about building a future together. With separate finances, as Isabel demanded. Lorraine tried emotional manipulation. Don't you love her? Don't you want her to be happy? I wanted a partner. She wanted a wallet. That's not love. Isabel had been quiet until now, then she exploded. You humiliated me. Everyone knows you pulled out of the house. You humiliated yourself with that prenup ambush. It was for both our protection. No, it was for your protection while using my money. That money means nothing to you. There it was, the entitlement. That money represents 3 years of saving, living below my means, skipping vacations. But to you it's nothing because I have it and you want it. Harold tried one more angle. What if we paid you back over time? Pay me back for what? I haven't given you anything. For your part of the house. What house? The one we didn't buy? The one Isabel couldn't afford alone? They left in a huff. Friday, got a formal letter from a lawyer. Isabel was demanding $50 for detrimental reliance and breach of promise. My lawyer, yes, I got one, laughed for 5 solid minutes. Sent back a letter explaining that 1. No money changed hands between us. 2. Withdrawing from a purchase before marriage isn't breach of anything. 3. Her own texts prove she wanted separate finances. 4. Detrimental reliance requires reasonable reliance, and expecting someone to pay for a house while demanding financial separation isn't reasonable. Haven't heard from that lawyer again. Update 2. The escalation went from desperate to delusional. Isabel started telling everyone I'd financially abused her. Created this whole narrative about how I'd trapped her into losing her dream house. Conveniently left out the prenup ambush. Her flying monkeys came out in force. Her book club friends, yoga squad, even her hairdresser messaged me about doing the right thing. My response was consistent. She wanted separate finances. She got them. Then she made a tactical error. She went to my mother. Now my mom is a retired family court judge. She's seen everything. Isabel thought she could manipulate her with tears and sob stories. Mom called me afterward. That girl is something else. She actually said, and I quote, "I just wanted to protect myself while building our future with his money." Does she hear herself? What did you tell her? That she should be grateful you showed this much restraint. In my courtroom, I've seen men lose much more to much worse. But the real drama came when Isabel tried to salvage something from the mess. She found another house, smaller, $250K in a less nice area. Wanted to restart our plans. Texted me. Found a cute starter home. You could put down 30 Qley, I'll do 20K. Fresh start? We're not together anymore, Isabel. What? Because of one fight? Because you showed me who you really are. I'm trying to compromise. You're trying to get my money, again. She showed up at my apartment that night, with her parents and a realtor. They'd printed out listings. We can tour tomorrow, she said, like nothing had happened. Isabel, we're done. The wedding is off. That's when it hit her. Really hit her. You're serious? Over a house? Over the prenup ambush? Over calling me a wallet with a ring? Over trying to use me while protecting yourself? Harold stepped forward. Now listen here. Sir, you're trespassing. Leave now or I call the police. Lorraine started crying. We gave her that money for your future together. You gave her that money, period. What she does with it is her business. The realtor, clearly uncomfortable, tried to leave. Isabel grabbed her arm. Show him the listings. The poor woman looked at me. I shook my head. She fled. Isabel went full meltdown. I did everything right. I was protecting our future. You were protecting your future while spending my present. That's what smart women do. Then be smart with someone else's money. They left after more screaming. Several neighbors witnessed it. Building management sent me a letter about disturbances. I sent them the security footage of 3 people forcing their way into the building and camping outside my door. They sent Isabel a formal trespass warning. Final update. The aftermath was spectacular in its stupidity. Isabel tried to keep the wedding venue, thinking I'd cave and come back. Sent me an invoice for my half of the deposits, $8. I replied with screenshots of her everything separate texts. She lost those deposits too. Another $16K gone. Her parents had paid after the house fell through, thinking we'd reconcile. The engagement ring became a battle. She demanded I let her keep it since I'd humiliated her. Legal question. Who keeps the ring when the engagement ends? Answer. Depends on the state, but here, it's a conditional gift. Condition, marriage wasn't met, ring returns to giver. She refused to return it. I had to get a lawyer involved. She finally returned it, but had tried to swap the diamond for a fake. I had it appraised before giving it to her, and after getting it back. Caught red-handed. Her parents threatened to sue for the swap. I threatened to press charges for theft. Ring came back real quick after that. But here's the karma kicker. Remember that $30K her parents gave her? Well, the IRS has gift tax rules. Since they gave it to her, not to us as a couple, and it exceeded the annual exclusion limit, they owed gift tax on it. About $4K they hadn't planned for. Plus, Isabel had to pay income tax on it, since she couldn't prove it was for a home purchase. No house was purchased. Another $6K. So their $30 gift cost them almost $40K total and bought nothing. Isabel's now living with her parents. Lost her apartment because she'd given notice thinking we'd be moving to the house. Still posts about surviving betrayal and rising above toxic relationships. Last week, a mutual friend showed me her dating profile. It says, looking for a real man who isn't threatened by successful women. Must be financially stable and generous. The friend said she's been on dozens of dates. Moment she mentions wanting a prenup, but expecting the guy to pay for dates, dinners, trips, they leave. One guy apparently told her, you want a sponsor, not a spouse. She complained to her friends that men today can't handle independent women. Jade, the friend who tried to negotiate, actually reached out to apologize. Said she didn't know about the wallet with a ring, comment, and other things until after. Apparently, Isabel had been planning this for months. Get me to buy a house, then prenup after to protect her asset value increase. The house we were going to buy sold to another couple for 400 Qley. Under asking, we would have gotten a deal. But we was never real. It was always me funding her dreams while she protected herself. My mom summed it up perfectly. She wanted a donor, not a partner. Thank God you found out before the wedding. I'm doing fine. Took that 50K and invested it, already up 8%. Dating isn't even on my radar right now, but when it is, I'll be looking for an actual partner. Someone recently asked if I regret how I handled it. Honestly, my only regret is not seeing it sooner. The entitlement was always there. The way she'd say, "You got this," whenever bills came. How she'd plan expensive trips, then look at me expectantly. The time she said, "What's the point of having a boyfriend who makes good money if he doesn't spend it?" I thought it was jokes. It wasn't. She wanted my wallet but not my name. My money but not my problems. My assets but not my liabilities. She wanted, what's mine is mine, what's yours is ours. Instead, she got exactly what she asked for, complete financial independence. From me. Forever. Edit. Since people keep asking, yes, the prenup conversation was real. Yes, she actually said those things in front of her parents. No, I don't think all prenups are bad. They can protect both parties. But using one to scam your partner while spending their money? That's just trashy.